अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। Kule Krishna Bharaya Chandra Ati Manohara Hare Rama Krishna Brahma क्या किया नंदिको ब्रजबासी भी कोई पारा मारा राम जी से भाई गंगे अभिरना तारे अरे पाना पारे अरे मुझे रामा Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Krishna, Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजाचार्य सरस्वती श्री श्रीमद भक्ति वेदांत त्रिपुरारी स्वामी गुरु महाराज की नित्या लीला प्रविष्टों विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजाचार्य सरस्वती श्री श्रीमद अभय करणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की नित्या लीला प्रविष्टों विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजाचार्य सरस्वती श्री श्रीमद भक्तिराक्षक श्रीधर देव स्वामी महाराज नित्यलीला प्रविष्टों विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर की नित्यलीला प्रविष्टों विष्णुपाद परमहंस श्री गौर किशोर दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय नित्यलीला प्रविष्टों विष्णुपाद परमहंस श्री सच्चिदानंदमय ठाकुर भक्ति विनोद की श्री भक्ति विनोद परिवार की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्रीला हरिदास ठाकुर की श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ श्री गोस्वामी प्रभु की श्री रूपानुग गुरुवर्ग की श्री गौड़ीय वैष्णव गुरु परंपरा की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपी गौ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की श्री वृंदावन धाम की श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की श्री जगन्नाथ पुरी धाम की गंगा माई जमुना माई की श्रीमती तुलसी देवी की भक्ति देवी की हरिनाम प्रभु की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की श्री युग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की श्री श्री दाऊजी गोपाल की श्री श्री दाऊजी गोपाल की श्री श्री दाऊजी गोपाल की परम करुण श्री श्री गौर नित्यानंद की वृंदावनेश्वरी श्री राधे की गौर भक्त वृंद की पिताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि बोल।
श्रीमती भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी So, lights, camera, action.
No. Yes.
So this evening we're going to have bhajan. So first, you can play Lotal. First one we want to sing is on page 18. Emono Durmati. Yeah. If you hand me my bag, use this one. And my bag. I'm using that thing. So you're using that table, so bring this one here for you. What? Bhakti Vinod. Emono Durmati. Emono Durmati. Sundara Vitore. Arati Ami. Emono Durmati Samsara Vitore Koriya Achinu Ami. Emono Durmati Samsara Vitore Koriya Achinu Ami. Prabhu Nija Jan Kono Mahajane. 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 Bataiya dile tumi. Bataiya dile tumi. Bataiya dile tumi. Bataiya dile tumi. Emono Durmati Samsara Vitore Koriya Achinu Ami. Emono Durmati Samsara Vitore Koriya Achinu Ami. Doya kori more kotita dekhiya kohilo amare giya. 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 It's a very beautiful song. Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, Imono durmati samsara vitare horyachinu am. A wicked mind brought me into this world, O Lord, but one of your pure and elevated devotees has come to bring me out. When I first read this song, so I thought that is my position. And Prabhupada is that pure and elevated devotee. He uses the word Kuno Mahajan. Now generally there are 12 Mahajans. Means great souls who are authorities on the Vedas. They are Swayambhu, Narada, Shambhu. Means Lord Brahma, Narada, and Lord Shiva. Those are the first three. Swayambhu, Narada, Shambhu. Kumara, Kapila, Manu. The four Kumaras. Kapila, Lord Kapila, Kapil Dev, and Manu Maharaj, who wrote Manu Samhita. Then he says, Prahlada, Janaka, Bhishma. These are all speakers in the Bhagavatam. Different, they're all authorities. They know Veda. Whatever they say, no argument. That's final. So, Prahlad Maharaj, Janaka is the father of Sita Devi, and Bhishma Dev, who appears in the Battle of Kurukshetra. Although he was on the opposite side of the Pandavas, he is a devotee of Krishna. And his passing away is glorious because he was lying on a bed of arrows shot through him, like off the ground, arrows going through his body. And he stayed there waiting for Krishna to come. And the Pandavas came. This is after the battle. And he spoke. What he says is in Srimad Bhagavatam. He gave most wonderful instructions for human being. So, Prahlad, Janaka, Bhishma, then Bali Vyasaki. Bali means Bali Maharaj. Vyasaki means Shukadev, son of Vyas. And the last one is no, Yamaraj. He's Yamaraj.
Vidura in Mahabharata.
Hmm?
I think I read somewhere that in Mahabharata that Vidura, the third brother,
Yeah.
Pandu and Dhritarashtra, he's somehow incarnation of Yamaraj.
Mm-hmm. But he is a great soul, Mahatma Vidura. He's addressed in the Bhagavatam. Yeah. But the verse says it's spoken by Yamaraj. This verse is spoken by Yamaraj in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and he said, these are the authorities, and he puts his name last. And me also, you know. So, but Prabhupada explains, one who follows the Mahajan, he becomes Mahajan also. So this verse says, one of your Mahajan has come to bring me out. So we may wonder what, like people, they say, why am I here suffering in this material world? Well, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, a wicked mind brought you here. And you say, I don't remember. What did I do? No, we came here with the desire to enjoy, separate from Krishna, to enjoy Krishna's property. Everything belongs to him. But we want, like the Christians used to say, we want the kingdom of God without God. We want to enjoy it. So that is a wicked idea. You know, if you go to somebody's house and you look around and you see they have nice things on the wall and all kinds, and you think, oh, if I had those. And you may even go so far as to steal something. No, then that will not be appreciated. So we are here in the material world. Nobody's fault but ours. But there's hope. Although our position seems hopeless, Maharaj says, hope against hope. There's great hope because Krishna sends his representative. And Maharaj even said, there's always great devotees in the world, just doing the work of Krishna, trying to bring back somebody. So, he said, Bhaktivinoda says, this elevated devotee, he saw me so fallen and wretched, he took pity on me, saying, "O humble soul, please listen. Please listen to this good tidings, for it will gladden your heart." So they bring good news. Before Prabhupada came west, who knew anything? Nothing. Even though there's so many universities in America, just in America alone, there are thousands of universities. And in America, there's like a push to get everybody to go to university. But who knows anything? Nobody knows anything. When I joined, after 2-3 months, they sent me on the road traveling. Sankirtan party. 2 other brahmacharis and myself. And we were living in our van, and we were on the East Coast. New York is on the East Coast. So we were going to all the universities practically and trying to sell Prabhupada Bhagavad Gita and Krishna book. And we were meeting, we went in the dorms, the dormitory where the students live. And we would start with the newer students. What do you call them? Freshmen. Freshmen, then juniors? Sophomore. Then juniors, and then the top one. But it didn't matter. They were all ignorant of who they were. Because I would meet seniors, they're like the most intelligent. This is their last year, they're getting out of school. And I would put a Bhagavad Gita in their hand and ask them, I would say, if you're not this body, then what are you? And they were like, what kind of question is that? I was assuming that they know they're not this body. So I said, if you're not this body, then what are you? Are you this body or are you something else? And the majority of them would say, I am this body. This is me. And I thought, they really, they have no knowledge. I mean, there's knowledge in university, there's departments to study everything. You could study what is a grain of sand, anything. But who you are, no department for studying that. Therefore, there was one poet in the 70s, 60s, 70s, and he said it right. He said, we are educated fools from uneducated schools. Because we come out and we don't know who we are, nothing. We know so many other things, but this knowledge of the self, the soul, that is not taught. So, and he says, this knowledge will gladden your heart. What is the news? Sri Krishna Chaitanya has appeared in the land of Navadvip just to deliver you. And he has safely conducted many miserable souls such as you across the sea of worldly existence. So, this is great news. We didn't know anything. We'd never heard of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And what an important personality. We studied history, but history of who? In my little island, the country I came from, Trinidad, we mostly studied British history. They were occupying Trinidad. And we didn't even know American history, British history. But all the countries, of the world, they all have their history. China, civilizations like China and stuff, they've been around for a long, long time. They have their own history books. But in India, you can find knowledge of the soul. Nowhere else. Nowhere else. So he says, this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Bhaktivinoda Thakur quotes one verse. It says, to fulfill the promise of the Vedas, the son of a Brahmin bearing the name Mahaprabhu of a golden complexion, he has descended along with his brother, the Avadut Nityananda. And together they have overwhelmed all of Nadia with divine ecstasy. And then he tells us, who is this Chaitanya? Nityananda. He said, Sri Chaitanya is Krishna himself. This is revolutionary news, even for India. Yes. Most people in India don't know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is non-different from Krishna. So he said, he is Krishna himself, the son of Nanda, and he has come to save the world by freely distributing his own holy name. Go and receive your deliverance. Bhaktivinoda Thakur concludes, says, O Lord, hearing these words, I'm coming to you, weeping and weeping, Kandya Kandya, to the soul of your lotus feet. So, we are very fortunate because of that. We are all together here, sitting in front of Dalji Gopal and spending our time chanting and dancing and feasting and hearing the sublime nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam from Guru Maharaj. This is our good fortune. So, I love this song. And but I was telling somebody here, Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote 4 books of songs. So much he was giving. And he was doing this while the British occupied India. And he wrote over 100 books. He wasn't idle at all. And so those books, Bhaktisiddhanta, his son, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, took the task of printing those books and distributing them. And now we have access to these wonderful creations. So let's do, what was the song you wanted to? Sri Krishna Chaitanya Jive Daya. Is that in the book? Let me see it. I mean, it should be in here, but
24, I think.
Page 24.
yeah. This is a song about Sharanagati. And this is just one of the many songs that Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote. And he tells us in this song that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to teach us how to become Sharanagatas. To teach us how to be a Sharanagata. And Because we'll hear these words so many times while Guru Maharaj is speaking. Sharanagati. How to be a surrendered devotee. There's a process. So let's sing this one. This is regular teen talk. Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Vivedaya Kori Prapashada Siyadhamo Sahayavatari Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Vivedaya Kori Prapashada Siyadhamo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Vivedaya Kori Tapashada Siyadhamo Sahayavatari Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Vivedaya Atyanta Dulabha Prema Paribaridana Atyanta Dulabha Prema Paribaridana Atyanta Dulabha Prema Paribaridana Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Vivedaya Kori Tapashada Siyadhamo Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Krishna Chaitanya Sharanga Sharana Gati Koi Be Jahara Sharanga Sharana Gati Koi Be Jahara Sharanga Sharana Gati Koi Be Krishna Sanatana Pade Bante Trinakori Rupa Sanatana Pade Bante Trinakori Rupa Sanatana Pade Bante Trinakori Rupa Sanatana Kandiya bole ami tu adama Kandiya bole ami tu adama Kandiya bole ami tu adama Kandiya Krishna Chaitanya This is really, really nice song. Actually, I first heard this song, I went to a Gaudiya Math temple in Navadvip. And it was so nice that I went and looked for it, looked for the words. And then I found it and I read the words and I was like, oh my God, this is like the best. So he says, out of compassion for the fallen souls, Sri Krishna Chaitanya came into this world along with his personal associates and his divine abode. That means he brought his abode, Navadvip Dham, from the spiritual world here. And he came to teach Sharanagati, which means surrender to the Almighty, and to freely distribute ecstatic love of God, which is ordinarily very difficult to obtain. And this Sharanagati is the very life of the true, truthful devotee. This, you know. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, this is one of the reasons for Mahaprabhu coming. There are other reasons too. He came to taste what Radharani is feeling for. But this is his Acharya Leela. This is what he came to teach. How to surrender. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, and to freely distribute the ecstatic love of Krishna, which is ordinarily very difficult to obtain. But he's freely distributing it, along with Nityananda Prabhu and others, you know. So this process of Sharanagati, this is the life of a true devotee. So we've been given this lifestyle. Precious. So now he says, the ways, what is Sharanagati? The ways of Sharanagati, there are 6 things, and he sings them. The ways of Sharanagati are humility, is 1, dedication of the self, which is 2, acceptance of the Lord as your only maintainer, faith that Krishna will surely protect you, execution of only those activities that are favorable to pure devotion, and renunciation of conduct that is averse to pure devotion. This is the 6th thing. Mahaprabhu personally taught this. So then Bhaktivinoda Thakur tells us that the youthful son of Nanda Maharaj, Sri Krishna, he hears the prayers of anyone who takes refuge in him by this 6-fold practice, because he's omniscient. Guru Maharaj was making that point that although he's absorbed in Radha and his Leela with Radha, still he hears the prayers of the Sharanagatas, those who are practicing. And he was fully aware of these wives of the Brahmanas, the Sharanagatas. And he made this special trip just to reciprocate with them. Nobody else knew. Guru Maharaj said that they walked all the way from Vrindavan practically to Mathura. That's a good distance. The first time I went to Mathura, I was with Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj, Vrindaranya, and Chittahari. And he said, let's go to Mathura. And I'd never been to Mathura. I had no idea where's Mathura. And we took what is called a tonga. It's like a donkey cart. You know? And it was a good distance to Mathura. So Krishna took the boys on this long walk. And when they got hungry, and Krishna had purposely told people to bring the lunch out to them somewhere else. But he wasn't going to be there. He was going for those Sharanagatas. He had heard their prayers. And they were able to render service and meet Krishna and Balaram. And it's this wonderful thing. So Bhaktivinoda says that he hears the prayers, because sometimes people say he's absorbed in Raslila, Krishna, Gopis. You're going to hear my prayers? I'm a nobody. No. Although he is absorbed in that, if you're a Sharanagata, if you're practicing, under the direction of spiritual master, Krishna hears your prayers. And he heard the prayers of these wives of the Brahmins. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says, I place a straw between my teeth. In India, this is a sign of surrender. Put a straw in between your mouth. That means you're saying I'm lower than the straw in the street. So he says, I put a straw between my teeth and prostrate myself before the two Goswamis, Rupa and Sanatana. Rupa Sanatana Pade, Dante. Dante means teeth. So that I'm falling down before these two Goswamis. He says, and I grasp hold of their lotus feet with my hands. And he says, I am certainly the lowest of men, but he tells them, weeping and weeping, Kandya, Kandya. He says, I am certainly the lowest of men, but please, you can make me the best of men by teaching me the ways of Sharanagati. So Goswami, Rupa and Sanatana, they wrote what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught. Like Prabhupada would say, first business of an acharya is to give a literary contribution, to write some books. But Mahaprabhu didn't, although he was the acharya. He was Mahaprabhu. But he taught and he instructed the devotee, you write what I teach you. The Goswamis, Rupa, Sanatana, all of them, he told them, go to Vrindavan. And at that time, Vrindavan was a jungle. A jungle. After 5,000 years, there were no buildings still standing from when Krishna was there. But Mahaprabhu says, go there, live there, and write. And they were living under the trees. They say every night they slept under a different tree. But those trees were not ordinary trees. They were kalpavrikshas. They're wish-fulfilling, desire-fulfilling trees. And they lived and they wrote. And so some of those books are now treasures to be relished by Sharanagatas. So, but it says, I am certainly the lowest. Amitu Adham. This is proper humility. I'm not anything big. I'm the lowest. But it tells the Goswamis, you can make me the best of men by teaching me this Sharanagati that Mahaprabhu taught you. So nice, Bhaktivinoda arranged everything in a song. It's complete. We have time for a small one.
May I just ask a question?
Yes.
How to understand from the verse 3 dedication of the self, the second name of Sharanagati? How to understand that? What does that mean?
Give your life.
Okay.
We met Prabhupada and that's what we did.
Yeah.
We were young. The future was ahead of us. It seemed to be full of prospects, right? I came from Trinidad. I landed in New York City, and I had a good job, like many of my God brothers and God sisters. But when I got the opportunity to hear Prabhupada speak, I just knew I have to follow him. And other people that I knew, they couldn't understand. They said, why are you're going to leave your good job and leave this and you're going to, they had no idea. But I felt confident this is the right thing to do. I thought, if I stay outside and work and make money and live, so what? After, eventually, it's finished. One person said, you never see a hearse. You know what a hearse is? They carry the dead body. He said, you never see a hearse pulling a wagon with stuff. Because you can't take anything with you.
Yeah.
Whatever you accumulate, you have to leave it behind. Therefore, you never see a hearse pulling a cart with people's stuff when they're going to bury. They can't take it. So I thought, so if I stayed outside and work and blah, 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 but then what? At the end, I have to leave it all behind. And what's the value of my life? What, But if I serve this great personality, then my life has some meaning. And so that we were taught how to we dedicated our life. We were young. I mean, I was 22, 23. So to a materialist, your whole life is ahead of you and you're going to give that up and do this? Yes. This is, and I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it. It was the best decision I ever made to walk away from that job. My boss, he tried his best to make me stay. He said, when I told him I'm leaving, he said, how much money are they giving you? He thought I was leaving to go to another job, That's what people do that. They try to get a better situation. I said, I'm not leaving here to get another job. But he couldn't believe it. He said, I'll give you more money than whatever they're offering. I said, you don't understand. I'm not leaving because of money. He said, well, then what? Because that's all he lived for. I said, then what? And I said, you really want to know? He said, yeah, I'm dying to know. Why are you going to leave here? I'm offering you more money and everything. Because I was a good worker. I wasn't a slacker. I came to work, so I worked. He said, yeah, tell me. So I thought, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'll just tell him. I said, you see those people that you see in the streets? Dressed in robes, orange robes, and shaved heads, playing drums and hand cymbal. I said, yeah. The Hare Krishnas, what about them? I said, I'm going to join them. His mouth dropped open. Because that made no sense to him. No sense whatsoever. And he looked at me and said, so you're really going to go and do it? I said, yes. Don't waste your time trying to talk me out of it. My mind's made up. I said, oh. He said, I'll tell you what. If down the road, say 2 or 3 months, you wake up one morning and realize this isn't what I thought it was going to be. You know, like he said, if I move and I join the temple, and 2 or 3 months down the road, I woke up and realized, oh my God, what have I done? He says, come back and I'll give you your job back. I laughed and I said, don't hold any job from me. I'm not coming back. I said, I've got a one-way ticket. No return. He just couldn't understand it. But that's how I felt. So this is the best thing. So let me sing one quick song. Radha Krishna Bol. Let's see if that's in there. Should be there. Radha Krishna Bol Bol Bolo Re Sobai. Radha Krishna Bol Bol Bolo Re Sobai. Sita diya, sabna diya, neche neche gun nitai. Sita diya, sabna diya, neche neche gun nitai. Sita diya, sabna diya. Maya,
Bhakti
So, when Lord Chaitanya Nityananda came dancing through Nadia, that's the district, they would give these simple teachings to the people. What is that? Radha Krishna Bol Bol. Chant. Radha Krishna is the same as Hare Krishna. Chant Hare Krishna. Everyone. And why? He says, you are caught up in a whirlpool of senseless action and you are sinking lower and lower. You know what a whirlpool is? Sometimes in the ocean, it's like going around. If you get caught in one of those, it takes you down. So Mahaprabhu says, we are caught up in a whirlpool of senseless action. What is the meaning of our action? There's no meaning. We think it means something, but it's not. So he says, if you can just understand that the spirit soul is the eternal servant of Krishna, you will never have any more sorrows. If you can just understand this, that you are a spirit soul, first of all, and the spirit soul is an eternal servant of Krishna, you will never have any more sorrows. And he says, so chant Hare Krishna, and soon your eyes will fill with tears, and your body will feel transcendental ecstasy, shivering, Sadvika Bhava. So, and they would say, please join with us. These are the only alms we are begging. They're not begging for money or anything. They're begging you, please chant Hare Krishna. Then finally it says, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, all dangers will be gone when the holy name is chanted. So, chant Hare Krishna. Hari Bol.
Hari
Who?
Gayatri?
Huh?